Hey everyone, Roger here. So yesterday, or actually a couple of days ago, I did my live stream, and I was talking about the day when I had my accident. So I wanted to talk a little about what happened on that day, and some of the things that I had to go through. A lot of it were fears, right, that I had to overcome. So on that day we had this ice storm, and I stepped outside because I wanted to drive my niece back home, who just lived like pretty much like right across the street. But it was icy, so I didn't want her to slip and fall. So I was outside. I put on my shoes, but I had forgotten that that it was icy. So I didn't put on my boots, but I actually wore my running shoes. And so I'm just gonna come outside here. And I was outside here, and I looked back at this through this window, and I saw my niece preparing to get up uh, to go home. And I opened the door, and I was like, do you want me to drive you home now? So she came out, and as she came out, I was running towards the car, which was right there. And I ran right here, and I all of a sudden I just forgot about that there was the ice there, right? So I slipped on this right here. So there's a patch of ice right here, and I slipped, and my head apparently hit this step right here at the back of my head. And the next thing I knew, I was lying down right there. And I think, according to my niece and my wife, they they said that I was out for 2 minutes. I was unconscious for 2 minutes, and when I woke up, all I saw was like white. Actually, during the whole process, it was all white. And I opened my eyes and looking up at the night sky, and I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And they said, "You slipped and you fell. You hit." And I didn't know I actually hit my head until later on when I asked my niece, what happened when I fell, and she's like, it was pretty bad. You slipped, you fell, you hit your head." And that's when I had my concussion. And after that concussion, I started to, get all these sensations and stuff like that. So it was really scary for me, because I wasn't sure exactly what was gonna happen to me in the future, because you never know. Concussions can have different symptoms, right? But I was fortunate enough that I didn't have, I wasn't bleeding internally, I wasn't vomiting, I wasn't seeing double vision or anything, so I was very fortunate. But, it was still very scary, because, something like that, you just never know what could happen in the future. So, that caused my anxiety, which led to depression. And during that time, when I was going through my anxiety and depression, I had a lot of fears. I had a lot of fears because I was scared. A lot had to do with because I had a lot of sensations because of my concussion. I had tingling sensations all over my head, my arms, my legs. So I stopped doing a lot of things. I stopped working out. I stopped, doing house chores. I stopped taking care of the outdoor, in the spring and summer. I stopped mowing the lawn. I just stopped everything because I was scared. But I knew that I had to somehow overcome my fears, because when I stopped doing everything, I was basically stopping myself from trying to become better, right? So, one of the things that first things I did was I wanted to work out again. And working out was something that I really loved to do. And, I wasn't able to lift up weights because I couldn't even lift anything over my shoulders. I think it was because during that time I was lying down. I was lying down a lot. I wasn't being active, and I just wanted to, you know, get off that couch. And the first thing I had to do was I had to overcome some of my fears, and that was starting to do a lot of the things that I used to do before I fell. So if you are going through some things that you're scared to do, and you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should, overcome them, because once you overcome one fear, right, you become a little bit more confident in yourself. And that's what happened to me. After I, started to do the things that I used to do, I was like, hey, I can actually do it. You're not going to be able to know unless you try it. So after, I started working out again, I was able to continue on and overcome my next fear, you know. There are a lot of things in the house that that I did before, and because I stopped, the house was a mess. So I was like, I have to start cleaning the house, and I just started cleaning the house, and that led to the next thing, and I started mowing the lawn again, and and it just got better after that, and after overcoming one fear at a time, you're just like, okay, what's the next challenge, right? So if you're going through something like that, if you have something that you're afraid to do, you have to tell yourself, hey, I think I got this. I think I can do it. And once you can overcome that fear, you can go on to the next one and the next one, and it's just going to get better. You're just going to get stronger mentally. You're going to have more confidence in yourself, and things are going to get better for you. And, you're going to get stronger mentally, and then you can also help yourself by working out or doing some physical activity so that you can strengthen your body as well. So I hope this video helps, and I will catch you next video. Take care. Bye bye.